Goldust, Ty Dillinger, The Ascension, Luke Harper. 2019 saw various WWE Superstars granted their release throughout the year, but nobody could have predicted the mass number of departures that followed earlier on in 2020. After Matt Hardy and the Revival's exits earlier this year, over 20 superstars were released from their contracts in April as a cost-cutting measure due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Needless to say, getting released by WWE on one occasion is a career-altering moment for any superstar. And we here at Sportskeeda, of course, can't wait to see what is ahead for those people who were let go this year. Believe it or not, sometimes the company will decide to bring back a released superstar, only to eventually send them packing for a second time. Excluding those stars who left WWE at the end of their contracts, let's take a look at 5 people who were released from the company at least twice. Number 5, Curt Hawkins. Now, Hawkins was released from his WWE contract in June of 2014 after an 8-year run with the company. 2 years later, the former Edgehead returned to television as a member of the SmackDown roster, and he became one of the biggest losers, quite literally, in WWE history when he suffered 269 consecutive losses. The 2.5-year story finally came to an end at WrestleMania 35 when Hawkins and Zack Ryder defeated the Revival to win the Raw Tag Team Championships. 1 year later, Hawkins was released for the second time by WWE, the same time that Ryder's 15-year run also came to an end. Hawkins admitted in an interview with Chris Van Vliet back in May that he did not envision leaving WWE, especially as he had helped out in a different role as a producer in 2018 while he was injured. Hawkins and Ryder have confirmed that they will no longer be teaming together for any wrestling company out there, unless they are asked to face a legendary duo from the past. Number 4, Maria Kanellis. Along with her husband Mike Kanellis, I'm just guessing here, but I think he wants to be called Mike Bennett now. Anyway, he and Maria Kanellis were among those released from WWE back in April. The couple, who joined the company in June of 2017, had initially received a pretty decent push on SmackDown after Mike defeated Sami Zayn in his debut match. That victory, though, pretty much the only highlight of their first 2 years with the company, and it should be no surprise to anyone that rumors began circulating early in 2019 that they wanted to leave. Both superstars ended up signing new deals, though, that summer, and both went on to win the 24/7 championship on multiple occasions. Heck, Maria even won the belt while pregnant. Maria, of course, had a previous 6-year run with the company as a backstage interviewer and wrestler before she was released from her contract in early 2010. She did take to Twitter shortly after her release this time around to reveal that her 2 WWE firings have changed how she feels about the wrestling business. Despite already having 2 spells with the company, Maria also tweeted "Never say never" when she was asked about a possible return to WWE. She did clarify, though, that her main objective right now is consistency and stability for her children. Number 3, Enzo Amore. The Realest Guy in the Room was released by WWE back in January of 2018 due to his failure to inform the company that he was under investigation by the Phoenix Police Department over an alleged sexual assault. Now, that investigation was dropped some 4 months later due to a lack of evidence, but WWE decided not to re-sign Enzo. Speaking on Talk Is Jericho last year, Amore revealed that he was also released from WWE several years earlier when he was back at the Performance Center. The former Cruiserweight champion explained that he attempted to entertain everybody else in the room by breaking wind when Baron Corbin cut a, quote, terrible promo during promo class. His antics landed him in some hot water. According to Amore, WWE fined him $250 for his behavior, fired him that night, but later rehired him the following day. Number 2, Luke Gallows. Hey, quick question. Anybody remember Festus? If not, let's take a stroll down memory lane. Now, Luke Gallows spent 5 years in WWE between 2005 and 2010, with the highlight of his first run with the company back when he was known as Festus, coming when he joined forces with CM Punk as a member of the Straight Edge Society. Even that stint didn't quite work out as well, because in the fall of 2010, Gallows was one of several names released by the company. After spells in Impact Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling, the former Bullet Club member joined WWE alongside his tag partner Carl Anderson in 2016, and the pair went on to win the Raw Tag Team titles on 2 occasions. As we know, fast forward to earlier this year, just 1 year after they agreed to a new long-term deal, Gallows and Anderson were released, a decision that really affected their fellow OC member AJ Styles. Styles did say that he felt like an older brother to Gallows and Anderson, and he believes he did not take care of them enough while they were in WWE. Number 1, the bizarre one himself, Goldust. Goldust had a multi-decade association with WWE that stretched over 6 different spells between 1990 and 2019. During his 4th WWE run between 2005 and 2006, the former Intercontinental Champion no-showed on the June 12th episode of Raw after he appeared in court without telling management. This, according to Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer, is the reason why he was released at that time. 6 years later, Goldust had been back with the company for a few years when he was reportedly released for his role in a botched move that took place on the April 24th, 2012 taping of SmackDown. That match saw the up-and-coming Darren Young and Titus O'Neil defeat Yoshitatsu and Ezekiel Jackson, with Young and O'Neil executing a modified Doomsday device on Tatsu to pick up the victory. At the time, Goldust worked as a backstage producer, which meant he was responsible for orchestrating the move, which looked like it could have seriously injured Tatsu, and it resulted in Goldust losing his job. Currently, Dustin Rhodes is associated, as we know, with All Elite Wrestling after completing what appears to be his final run with WWE last year.